Okay, welcome everyone to our regular meeting tonight. Our first one as a new board. We just finished a special meeting from 5 till 7 that covered budgeting and finance and legal, and now we're getting into our regular meeting. So, welcome all those that are in attendance and those that are live streamed. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the invocation from Reverend Tim Davis and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, and what He's done on the cross for us as the Savior of our sins. We thank you and praise you for letting this meeting be a good meeting, a great meeting, first meeting of the new board. And let your blessings be upon it, Lord. We thank you and praise you for touching every heart and soul that is here. Let your anointing go forth, Lord, lead and direct in all things. And let's all have a great Merry Christmas. In the name of Jesus, we do pray. Amen and amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve?
Second?
I second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Seeing none opposed, motion carries. Agenda is approved as presented. Move right on to official comments. Item A, manager's report under tab 1, and it's on the screen. This is a very big one. Go ahead, Chancellor.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to welcome our new commissioners to the very first official meeting. I'd like to welcome our viewing audience at home and everyone here in the boardroom with us. The manager's report, this meeting's manager's report is the last one for 2025, the calendar year, so it's essentially a year in review. But first, I would like our Parks and Rec staff, I'm not going to make y'all come to the podium, but I want to acknowledge our Parks and Recreation Department led by LaMarca Morrison, but I would like to specifically give kudos to Megan Hawkins and Megan Moranis, who are affectionately called the Megs. They're two of the gems in our special events. They spearhead all of our special events, but this was by far the biggest and the best parade I've ever seen, which was echoed by many of our citizens. When Parks and Recreation made the decision to transition to night parades, it elevated our Christmas celebrations tremendously. What some may see as a chaotic environment when we're all lining up from 3 to 5, the execution of this parade was flawless. And I want to say that again, it was flawless. I think Commissioner Trammell asked me when she came, she's like, where am I in line? And I said, they know everybody out here has a number. But all I remember is when I pulled in, she said, you behind Stanley Steamer? And that's all I needed to know at the time. I think it was 180-something entries. And so I just wanted to acknowledge them because a lot of times, you know, our staff, we do take on a lot. And sometimes in municipal government, you very rarely hear the word thank you or hear that you appreciate it. And so I just wanted to acknowledge our staff, specifically the Megs, and everybody that was out there, even from Jared that had to crawl in the tree to turn it on, and whoever came up with the idea, I think was Meg, for me and Jesse to do the fog horn and Grilly to be behind. Everything was flawless, and they need to be commended publicly. So I wanted to take the time to do that. Also on the first page, photographs of our inauguration with many of your families. In terms of the second page, this is a listing of all the accomplishments that we've made as a town during the 2025 calendar year, from our many community policing programs to the fact that we're on 4-year staggered terms, our very first state of the town, our Elevate Hope Mill Small Business Initiative that drew the attention of the Secretary of State. We accomplished a great deal this year, and we did it together. The third page, in addition, there are additional municipal projects that we facilitated from our grant program through the North Carolina League of Municipalities, and a significant submission of funding from the state and federal government to a video in partnership with Dennis Quaid that has to date over 29,000 views. The third page also highlights the many developments from retail to residential and industrial developments that were constructed this year. We have a Super Target under construction right here in Hope Mills. The largest Wawa's in the United States was built right here in Hope Mills, along with the town receiving the state award for high-intensity drug trafficking areas tied to our Operation Vapor Trail endeavor. Many were concerned about vapes and things with our children. I can commend our police chief. He led this task force that was that included every agency I can think of, from ATF, DEA, and we received the state award. We're actually in the running for the national award, but that is tied to a task force that he led to attack vape shops in our area. It resulted in us doing zoning ordinance changes and overlay changes to create distances between those uses. And the fourth page provides the general public with a snapshot of the individual accomplishments of each of our departments. Many may not realize this. Kenny still here? Our inspections department, with 4 staff members, conducted 3,271 inspections this year. Our Public Works Department conducted asphalt rejuvenation on over 72 square yards of streets, with revenues and park recreation coming in at $245,000 just this last quarter, with 20% averages and increases in participation, and in some cases 50%. And so this is not something I did. It's on my report. This is something that we all did, from the top up to our elected officials down through our staff. So this is something that we can all revel in terms of things we've accomplished for the year 2025. And that does conclude my manager's report. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. That's a lot. That really is. That's a lot. That manager's report, actually, I just wanted everyone to know that Ashley sends out a copy of that manager's report to our North Carolina General Assembly legislative delegates, also to our congressmen, and also to the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners. And we do that, not that we're beating our chest. We do that because we want to share the great things that our community is doing. So when we request funding for different projects, they see that the money that they're giving us for funding, for grant funding for projects, is being used wisely here on every community project that affects almost 19,000 residents that call Hope Mills home. So that's what's really, really great about that. I'm going to go to board member comments, starting with Commissioner Marley.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to welcome everybody here tonight. Say congratulations to our police officers that are being sworn in tonight as well. Also, we'll be honoring Joanne Scarola for her services. I just want to say, Joanne, that glad you're feeling better, glad you could be here. Thank you for your service to the town, and it was an honor to serve beside you for the last 4 years. So just wanted to say that. Also, I've had a lot of good comments about the Christmas decorations, so manager, whoever is responsible for that, I know there's a committee, I think, that does some work on that, but.
Appearance committee led by Parks and Rec. That's another Parks and Rec.
So, they look real good, and I look forward to being able to build on that. So, thank you much, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Marley. Commissioner Hamilton.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to thank everybody for coming out on this very cold night for the board's first meeting. I'm really excited to be working with everybody up here. I think we're going to do a great job for the town and the citizens of Hope Mills. And I also want to echo the town manager's comments about the Christmas parade. It was awesome. When I pulled in, Parks and Rec met me with my signs for my vehicle. They showed me exactly where to park my car and told me exactly where I needed to pull out to go into the parade. And it was just a great parade. So many floats, so many people. And for as cold as it was, the people lined the streets. Some of them had fire pits out there. I think I talked to the mayor about it. All of the elected had on their ugly Christmas shirts with the flashing lights and stuff. So we all enjoyed it and had a really good time. But I want to thank you all again for coming out this evening to see us. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell.
Good evening. Thank everyone for being here. I like to say the same thing. The decorations have been an improvement. We beat them up when I was in office last time. We beat them up about the decorations. Improvements have been made. Thank you all. And the parade, by far, the best, the biggest, and the biggest crowd I have ever seen for a Hope Mills parade. So kudos. And like I told the town manager, Meg 1 and Meg 2 did an awesome job. But the whole town as a whole did an awesome job putting it together. It takes a village. And truly, Hope Mill was a village with this great event. The manager's report had to be about 4 years ago. Commissioner Scroll and I said, we want to see a manager's report. When Chancellor came on, we said, listen, we want a report. We beat him up. We gave him some direction. He ran with it, and look what it has become now. Yeah. But check this out. I think we can do better. And with that being said, that I think that can be turned into what we call a quarterly manager's newsletter. That way we all get a chance to put a little piece in as well. And I really think that, and our reason behind that was transparency. The citizens saying there's no transparency. That manager's report gives you transparency. It really does. As Hamilton and I was just talking, we got to make it easier for the citizens to have access. So let's make some hard copies and post them at the rec building if we need to, wherever we need to, and maybe IGA and a couple places around here so they can get a hard copy of it as well. I think that'll go a long way with that so-called transparency issue. With that being said, I just want to take this time to say thank you all, and I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year, and I guarantee y'all this board is going to do some amazing things going forward. Thank you all.
Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell. Commissioner Tremmel.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. Thank you all for joining us. Those of you here in person and online, I thank you for taking the time out of what I know is a very busy Christmas season, that you've taken the time to come here and be with us today. I really appreciate it. Just want to echo for a second about the parade. It was absolutely awesome. My husband and I have been riding in it with our son for a couple years. This year just blew it out of the water. It was exciting to see so many people and to see just the spirit was there. The spirit of oneness in our town was there, and I love to see that. It was absolutely wonderful. And I want to take a minute and shout out Ashley and Karanda. You guys they're in the background over here. You guys don't realize what they do for us. They're getting us newbies up to speed like you wouldn't believe. Emails all the time coming to us. Just really, really helpful. So I just wanted to give a shout out to those two. And Chancellor as well. You're doing it, Jesse. You're doing it as well. But sometimes we don't give kudos where they belong, and I think you two are doing a fantastic job, and I thank you for it. I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen over the next year in Hope Mills. I'm excited about where we're going with this board. I think that we have a wonderful camaraderie already. We've already talked about, things we'd like to see happen and where we want to go, and I'm just really, really excited. Can't wait to hear all the citizens' input, and I want to wish everybody a wonderful Christmas and an amazing New Year.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Hope Page.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, everybody, for coming out as well to mimic the same, those that are streaming and watching. I was truly excited for the Christmas parade because I saw a snow machine. I enjoyed, if you didn't have a chance, Breakfast with Santa was amazing. That was another wonderful event that I did enjoy as well. I am truly as well excited to work with everyone and the continue to setting precedents for our town as we continue to work for all of the citizens here. Thank you.
All right. I want to highlight two commissioners that are with us, Joanne Scarola and Elise Craver. And I want to thank everyone else for coming and for streaming tonight. Saturday, the Christmas parade was a showcase of every department of our town. It really was. It was a showcase because there was so much involvement from all of our departments. Everywhere you went, you saw some police officer either in uniform or some that maybe not was visible in a uniform. But the security was excellent, Chief. That really worked out for your team. LaMarco, you guys couldn't have planned this any better. And I'm not saying that just for me. I'm saying it because of the volume of comments that continue to be said about the Christmas parade. To even include that, maybe we should keep it like we're doing next year in '26. Maybe we should look at doing something a little earlier in the park and lighting the tree when the parade gets there. That was a very big positive, was maybe, the caroling and those activities in the park, either at the end or at the beginning. And I think Megan, when I was talking about it, if we were to kick that off early, parade roll through, stop, light the tree, and keep going, it was great. 185 entries. It'll only get bigger. And people did think there was snow. People, because it came out of the U-Haul truck. Well, one of them, I think it was two. And one of the things that I do is when I get to the end, I come back and I go back down to the park and then I watch the rest of it. Because I only get to see the first piece, but I like to see the whole thing. And it was really, really great. It just really showcases who we are as a town, the dedication, professionalism from all of the departments in our town. And Chancellor, that comes back to you and your leadership as town manager. It truly does.
Thank you, Mayor, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention the horse.
I'm getting
I'm sorry.
I'm getting
I want to take it.
Who is on the horse? I got that so many. In fact, I sent an email to Chief. I said, you got to tell me who is on the horse and who owns the horse. So many people are asking me, is that one of our police officers? I said, yes, it is. Does the town own horses now? Now, I don't think we own the horse. Oh, yes, we do. We have to own the horse. So thank you very much, because you were a home run, too, coming down, leading that parade on that horse. It was so many people saw you. And I understand that there's two horses or one? Just the one. Just the one. And now you guys went to Raleigh and did something great.
Just certified Friday. The team certified.
Come forward. Come forward. Come up and tell me about it. Tell us about it. The mic's on. You got to do it. Oh, no.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, we got certified with Raleigh Police Department. It's mounted patrol certified. So even though she's not actually patrolling, but she's learned it all. So that way, if we ever do need to use her for the park or the lake in the future, we can do that to patrol with her as well. Because she went, and she did awesome. It's usually a 6 to 8 week course, and we knocked it out in 2 weeks because she did so good. Like, she acted like she was made for it. She was a police horse all along and didn't know it. But
Well, it has a lot to do with the rider, too.
that too.
Ah.
Grew up riding my whole life.
And everything like she did out there?
Say again.
She did the kneeling thing, and she trained to do that?
No, she did that all on her own. Like, I think that the excitement of the people in the crowd, and then I kept telling them what her name was, and then repeating her name just got her so excited and just so happy, and you could tell she just loved every minute of it.
Put her head down and knelt, and I'm going, wow.
Yeah, she loved every minute of it. She really did.
Her costume was really nice, too, the decoration.
If you guys go speak, you got to use your mic.
The decorations on her hoofs and everything, and she's a beautiful horse. What kind is she?
She's a leopard Appaloosa.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah.
She was just amazing to me when I saw the picture, especially the kneeling part is what really got me. I thought you had trained her, but I guess not.
No, she loves it. Like I said, she
nice.
ate it up. It's like she was meant to do it, and And she's used to, like, I've had her for many, many years. When my daughter was 6 is when we got her. My daughter's 17 now. So she grew up with the family, and she loves kids, and she'll naturally put her head down to get pet, you know, if it's a child. So she's definitely perfect for the role, so.
Well-trained, yes.
For those of you who have seen the movie, and you know them, she's a superstar.
She really is. She really is. And I mean, she did amazing. Even with some of the things, drills that we had to do, she had to qualify through 16 different drills. And some of them was, you know, having, if there's a fight going on or something, you can use her and literally ram them and like push them out the way and separate them and learn how to do that. And, you know, that's not natural for a horse because they're taught their whole time when they're from being broke, like to get out of my space, you know, watch out for the person, watch out for people, and they're used to keeping that space and not kind of like having to get in someone's space. And that's normally why sometimes the training can take longer, but you tell her to do it and she just went right for it. She knew exactly what I was asking and did what she was asked and didn't phase. So you can tell she was made for it.
She even had a little bag on the behind, I noticed.
Yes, yeah, we had the little tail bag on her.
That was cute. She was really dressed up nice.
Yeah,
was.
she did. Honestly, I was super proud of her and amazed by her because, you know, horses are natural herd animals. They do like to be 2 and 2. It keeps each other calm and collective. And for her to be by herself and her parade for the first time, she did amazing. And I think that really also helped that I've had her for so long, you know, a bond between me and her, that I became her herd. And she trusted me through it all, so she did really great.
The kids loved her too. I saw them
That
petting
they
her.
did, yeah. They were running with her, like as I kept walking, they were running down the sides to stay with her. And we told them, and she'll definitely be at our next big event, so that they need to come out and meet
That's
her.
a good job. Good job.
Yeah, and hoping to use her too for, gonna start taking her to the schools and do like a safety, you know, brief with what to do around horses, what not to do around horses, and kind of like start getting our public and our community used to that, so that when they do see her out and about, they'll know how to like behave around her, and that will kind of help too. But like I said,
We thank you very much.
Thank you so
We
much.
thank you.
Of course.
That was a home run. LaMarco, home run too. I'm telling you. The comments continue to come in. All right, next item is presentations. Item A is presentation to Joanne Scorola. Please come up.
I would say 2 words that she forbid me to say. She doesn't want me to say those 2 words. But maybe I should say them the one last time. That I'm presenting on behalf of the town, Board of Commissioners, and the town staff, this award to former Commissioner Joanne Scorola. Last time I'll say it. So this award is presented to Joanne Scorola in recognition and appreciation of her public service as Commissioner for the town of Hope Mills from 2021 to 2025 by the town of Hope Mills Mayor and the Board of Commissioners. And it's an honor to present that to you. And thank you for the years of service. We did so much in the 2 years we were together. On that manager's report and year in review, a lot of that was collected. But, as I said that night, you weren't here, I said, we'll say goodbye for now. Oh, wait a minute.
All right, I want to weigh in. This is my staff. And I always tell this story about is a week we're talking about Appalachian case. We started spouting off the fire company. And I don't think you saw the look on our faces. She gets it. You have been one of the most supportive people on our staff. I don't think you missed a clarity meeting in about 4 years. And so, there's a missing piece to our puzzle. This is honoring
I really want to thank, obviously, the elected I work with and the staff. The staff were truly instrumental in making the job really, really easy. The best part of learning to be a leader and not micromanaging. Someone's phone?
Just
Oh.
kidding.
It's kids. My advice to those coming on the board is trust in your staff, trust in your town manager, trust in your attorney. Don't micromanage, let him handle the job. Just stick to the stuff that you have to worry back here. That's the only important stuff that you have to worry about. But the staff truly made it the best part of working with the town. Yeah, that's all I got to say.
Next, swearing in of 3 police officers. And Chief, you gonna bring them forward? We've got Lauren Locklear Peoples, Tony, looks like Tennell. I'm not good with names, but Kimberly Wilhoit.
You sit and we'll call you up at one time, yep. Yeah, and then they can come up, Kim, we'll call you up. Okay, so our first officer we'll be swearing in tonight will be Officer Lauren Locklear Peoples, who started her career in law enforcement in 2013 with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department before becoming an EMT in 2016. She then joined the Fayetteville Police Department in 2018, where she served as a patrol officer and aggravated assault detective until 2024, when her and her family moved to Brunswick County, where she continued her career in law enforcement with the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office before moving back to the area and choosing Hope Mills and we're very happy to have her. She's here tonight with her husband Zach and her daughter Shelby and son Wyatt. Do you have anybody else with you too?
We'll do them all together.
You bring the whole family up. Oh, yeah, you want to do that? Yeah, okay, yep, I'm sorry. Next officer is Officer Kimberly Wilhoit, who brings 6 years of dedicated service with the Fayetteville Police Department, where she served in multiple capacities, including a field training officer, crisis negotiator, and member of the Community Empowerment Response Team, commonly known as CERT. She's a proud alumna of Fayetteville State University, where she earned both her bachelor's and master's degree in criminal justice. Kimberly also holds her intermediate and advanced law enforcement certificates, which reflects her commitment to professional development and excellence in service to the community. She's here tonight with her daughter Madison and her boyfriend Javen. And then the last officer is Officer Tony Tyndall, who completed his basic law enforcement training at Robinson Community College, where he built a strong foundation for a career dedicated to public service. Following his certification, he served as a sworn police officer with the city of Lumberton for 3 years, demonstrating professionalism and integrity and a steadfast commitment to serving his community both on and off duty.
Do you have any more family that wants to come forward? Anybody else that wants to come up? If you want to take pictures, you can come up as far as you want to get. You don't have to hide back there. You can come right on, get as close as you want to take these pictures. Okay. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I'm going to say I, and then I'm going to say state your name, and each of you will state your name. And then we'll go through the rest of it, and then you'll state your position individually, okay? I state your name.
Tony Rickton III.
Lauren Lockhart Peoples,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will be alert
that I will be alert
and vigilant
and vigilant
to enforce the criminal laws
to enforce the criminal laws
of this state,
of this state,
that I will not be influenced
that I will not be influenced
in any manner
in any manner
on account of bias or prejudice,
out of bias or prejudice,
that I will support and maintain
that I will support and maintain
the Constitution
the Constitution
and the laws
and the laws
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
and laws of North Carolina,
and the laws of North Carolina,
and not inconsistent therewith,
and not inconsistent therewith,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the
of
duties
my office
of my office
as a law enforcement officer,
of the law enforcement officer.
as a state your position.
Police
For the town of Hope Mills,
For the town of Hope Mills,
accordingly to the best of my skills, abilities, and judgment.
accordingly to the best of my skills, abilities, and judgment.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. I'm going to get some photos at groups and singles, whatever you guys want with photos, come up and get them.
That wasn't a trick question.
Come up and get as many as you need.
Did you get him?
Grandpa, we can't see you back there. We can't see you back there. Forward a little bit. There we go. Everybody smile. Everybody smile. Right, look at the camera. Got it. Absolutely.
She's got the other one. Look at that, that's fast. That is fast.
Only one person can.
There it is.
We're brought all the material back and shared it with everybody.
So you just don't work for the town of Hope Mills, it's a family.
Yes.
Welcome to our family.
Thank you, sir.
Shelby.
Yay, there you
All
go.
right. Let's get into the next one.
Let's get into the next one.
Moving.
What about you guys?
Great affair, that lady here. She just came in. Yeah. Mayor, you know how to clear a room, though.
Yeah. Many thanks to all three new police officers to our family. Because that's who we are. We're family. Thank you. Next up, item C under presentations is a presentation by Faith Hatton she's an associate publisher editor for the Greater Fayetteville Business Journal. Chancellor, you got this.
All right, as Faith comes to the podium, I'd like to read into the record some of the reasons why the Business Journal is important. If there's a ribbon cutting, if there's a small business initiative, I know the first email I'm going to get is from Faith to cover those stories in the journal. But what is the importance of the Fayetteville Business Journal? It's crucial for the region's economic health by being the only dedicated business publication unifying the community with news on trends, opportunities, and key players in sectors like defense, healthcare, and real estate, fostering connections and driving local growth by highlighting successes and discussing challenges for Cumberland, Harnett, Hoke, and surrounding counties. It acts as a central hub for business information, connecting leaders, promoting development, and showcasing the area's vibrant economy, bridging generations of professionals. But one of the the activities that I like participating in the most is the Power Breakfast. Faith actually spearheads those. I don't think we've missed one since I've become manager. We really enjoyed the last one that they held, and so I'll turn it over to Ms. Hatton to talk a little bit more about the importance of the Fayetteville Business Journal and our connection, her connection to Hope Mills. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that. You're going to see the picture that proves that you guys have been pretty consistent with your attendance at our Power Breakfast, and we do appreciate that support. So like he said, my name is Faith Hatton. I'm the Associate Publisher and Editor of the Greater Fayetteville Business Journal. I've been in the position for about 3 years, so I'm very familiar with our publication and all we have to offer, but I wanted, before I ask you guys to sponsor us, to introduce ourselves to you. So who are we? We are the region's leading source for business news, events, and insights. We connect professionals, entrepreneurs, and organizations across 7 counties through print and digital platforms. Our mission is to inform, engage, and celebrate the local business community while providing a trusted space for connection and growth. With in-depth reporting, exclusive events, and strong community partnerships, the Journal amplifies the stories that shape our region's economy. Started by our founder, Marty Caton, the Greater Fayetteville Business Journal launched its first issue on May 28th in 2021. During the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, may I add, I asked the previous editor why, and she said, Marty said the time was right. So during one of the hardest times, one of the hardest economic times, I guess, of the world, he decided Fayetteville needed a business journal. And he has helped guide us through where we are now. We've seen an abundance of growth over the past few years, and as Associate Publisher, I hope to keep that going. So these are the faces of GFBJ. We are a small but mighty team. Girls truly do run the world. So there's me, the Associate Publisher and Editor, my Assistant Editor, Stephanie Metter, and our newest staff member, Ellie Rhodes. She is our Special Projects and Events Manager. So like he mentioned, we do have our Power Breakfast. We are actually looking to expand that into different communities. Maybe not a Power Breakfast, but maybe a Power Brunch, because I'm not really a morning person. So maybe if we kick that back to like 11, I think that'd be great. Who do we serve? So we serve Cumberland and its 6 surrounding counties, including Moore County that has that tiny little sliver that does technically touch us. Why do we do this? So our main focus is, of course, the Fayetteville MSA, Cumberland, Harnett, Hoke. However, these small rural counties surrounding us do not need to be discounted at all. Robeson County is seeing abundance of growth. The Lumbee Tribe of North Carolina is doing amazing things, and we're covering it all. Even in Bladen County, international corporations are moving manufacturing facilities to Bladen County as their first American footprints here in the area, and we're covering all of it. Moore County, it's mostly golf. I won't lie to you, it's a lot of golf, but there is a lot of business development happening out there. The Moore County Economic Development Corporation is also doing a lot of work. We work closely with them to really highlight the things that are happening and what people would consider kind of the western side of the eastern side of North Carolina. We are primarily a rural area, but there's so much going on that it's important to capture that and showcase it to the rest of the country and the world. What do we cover? Commercial real estate, hospitality, residential real estate, government, technology, military business, business education, restaurants, healthcare, achievers and accolades, banking and finance, and more. So we're not just limited to our own topics. When we say things like achievers and accolades, whether that's a promotion, a new CEO, someone passing along a company, that's some of the things that we like to highlight. When we say commercial real estate, giant buildings, for example, was previously Surge Trampoline Park, we covered that turning into Planet Fitness. So we're showing these aren't just shell buildings that are being left to rot, they're actually being repurposed and utilized in our community for a positive impact. Government, we are an apolitical publication. We don't cover politics, we don't cover slander, we don't cover any scandals or anything along those lines. When we say government, we mean it only through the economic lens of what a government is doing to support small businesses and its local economy. So we don't cover the elections. We'll cover your inauguration. Congratulations, by the way, everyone. But we will not cover the fight to get there. We will not cover any weird rumors. We will not cover anything that we can't trace with a paper trail. Because if we wanted to cover bad stuff, the North Carolina Department of Revenue puts out a lot of interesting information. We could, but we don't. Past coverage of Hope Mills. So since I've been with the Business Journal and for the past 3 years, Hope Mills is what I consider the little sister to Fayetteville. You guys have seen an abundance of growth. I know, I'm a graduate from Jack Britt High School. Everything that's there now used to be trees when I was at Jack Britt. And then as soon as I left, we got a McDonald's. I'm a little bitter, but it's fine. So we've covered Elevate Hope Mills, welcoming Wawa, the first travel center, into this area, and of course, celebrating Phase 1 of the Heritage Park project. Now, I know that was a big, big project for you guys, and congratulations on that. Rain or shine, you guys had that ribbon cutting, and it was really great, so I definitely wanted to include that in there. Current partnership, you may recognize. Yeah, I went back and I found it. Leadership of the Town of Hope Mills has been consistent guests of our quarterly power breakfast. This is back in, I believe, 2020. Yeah, it was at Fayetteville State University. Yeah, so that was a while ago. And ever since then, we've been able to see you guys come to our Power Breakfast. And our most recent Power Breakfast, as you may recall, some of you, was featuring Elaine Marshall and Kevin Dick from the Carolina Small Business Development Fund. That was something that we actually got inspired by because of you guys. Thank you for bringing her to the area. When we actually reached out to her, she had nothing but glowing things to say about the Town of Hope Mills and the brunch event that you guys had that welcomed small businesses and to connect with her directly. So thank you guys for that inspiration. We've also been very close with the Hope Mills Chamber of Commerce. This current article on display was from over a year ago. I understand the Chamber of Commerce is being restructured, but as soon as you guys are ready to announce new leadership, new president, new vice president, new programs, new partnerships, we'll be happy to cover that, so please keep us in mind for that. Then, of course, we have the Culvers and Hope Mills. We've covered Culvers, Freddy, Bath Snobs, The Hive, Dirtbag Plaza, Caribou Coffee, The Habit, Wawa, and actually I do have a list here, so if you'd like that, I can link you guys those articles. But the Caribou Coffee was one that I can say I have a personal vested interest in. I was a broadcast journalist in Minot, North Dakota for 2 years following graduation from App State, go Nears. And when I moved up there, Caribou Coffee was the only coffee available in the town. So I got hooked on that brand, and then I found out they were opening one in Utah, and I was like, okay, I have to drive across town to get a good cup of coffee. Then I saw the cabin. I saw the cabin, and I saw the lights, and I saw that teal blue, that very specific teal blue, and I thank the Heavenly Father that now, 5 minutes away from my apartment, I can just go get a cup of coffee. So thank you guys for bringing that, especially that model in particular. You get in, you get out. I love it. Thank you for bringing that to Hope Mills. Now, what we're here to talk about today, our Book on Business. The Book on Business is an annual publication showcasing the Fayetteville-Hope Mills region as a center of business. The publication and launch event also serves as an annual update to businesses and community leaders on initiatives to boost economic development. In addition to being mailed to Business Journal subscribers and a mailing list consisting of over 10,000 readers, the Book on Business will be distributed throughout the year at Business Journal events and by area chambers, economic development groups, and other institutions that support business development in the region. So not only are we talking about C-suite personnel, we're talking about small business owners who may be looking for a place to start a new office or bring a new brand or start a new health spa or start a new something business that they see, okay, I can be in Fayetteville or I can come to Hope Mills that might be a little more suited to my needs. Hope Mills is no longer a small town. I saw the Fayetteville outer loop. You can't say that anymore. But Hope Mills is also having a sustainable amount of growth that I've been able to see since I graduated here in 2013. The publication includes ranked lists with information about leading companies and a range of local industries, demographic and other statistical information on business trends in the Fayetteville region, an annual report on economic development initiatives in the region, and messages from the leading economic development institutions in the area. We have featured the Hope Mills Chamber of Commerce as a business resource in the book on business before, and we're hoping that we can feature the town of Hope Mills as a sponsor to support our work moving into 2026. I do have multiple copies of these. I'd be happy to share those with you, and I also have some additional reading materials as well. So the 2026 book on business, our pricing are pretty steady. I believe, Mayor, we've talked about maybe doing a half page that comes at about $14.97. But if you guys would like to increase your sponsorship, I'd be happy to work with you on that. I do have this information available as well to be featured in our book on business. You will be able to reach decision makers and business leaders across southeastern North Carolina, promote your brand in print and on our website, maximize visibility through our 7-county coverage area, and connect directly with the region's growing business community. Every one of our readers receives this. Every one of our Power Breakfast attendees receives this. Everyone we think could benefit from this has a copy in their hands at some point in the year. In 2026, we're hoping to increase our reach by having continued community partnerships with places like the FSU Hub, FCEDC, the Fayetteville Chamber, and really getting these circulated as a resource that businesses can use and be a part of moving forward. Honorable mentions, we're not just a physical paper. We do have social media and we do have a digital website where everyone can access all these articles year-round. On top of that, we also have our video segment called Business Beats. That's something that launched in September. That's our video element. So not only can you read our articles, but we will actually take video of it and post it in a traditional news format. That's actually something I did. My roots are in broadcast journalism, but I wanted to bring something additional to the journal in a new format that people who may not have time to read a full article, they can turn it on, they can listen to us tell a story, and if they want more, that information is available. We have our Power Breakfast, and then we also have our Healthcare Heroes. All of these will have sponsorship opportunities in 2026, but for now, we are focusing on our book on business. Thank you. Any questions?
Okay, Faith, I wanted to share with the board, and you got your copy, is what a half page would look like. And the city of Fayetteville has a very nice half page that's in there. And when we were looking at the book, and this is the one for 26, this is what we were looking at was showcasing Hope Mills. And when you look at this, it says, are you a current or potential business owner? And there's so many that are looking at Hope Mills to either start a business, move a business here, just like Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness just took over the old trampoline building. They are now open. And we've got Habit that's, I think, is open too.
December 10th,
We've got other businesses that are looking strictly at Hope Mills. So at the last Power Breakfast, several of us were there together, Commissioner Hamilton and Commissioner Trammell, and we saw this opportunity and we said, look, maybe this is something that we really need to be in this book for the next year. So that's why you're here tonight, Faith, is to highlight the board on an opportunity to be featured in the 2026 book on business. So, with that said, is there any discussion from the board about this opportunity?
I'd like to get a copy of it.
Sure.
Yeah, she got one right there.
Okay.
Mayor, have anyone else like a copy?
I can't make a decision.
Okay.
Mayor, I have a question.
One minute, I got Mayor Pro Tem's first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She asked me, then I'll come back and get you.
Thank you, Mayor, for the recognition. I did have a question. I wasn't able to see the pricing.
Yes.
And would that be will the book be updated on a regular basis, or is it just a consistent advertisement in the one book?
So this is an annual project for the Business Journal. So we don't go to print quarterly or anything like that. This is one and done for the entire year, but it's kept in rotation throughout that entire year.
Thank you.
And I do have pages with some of the pricing information.
Yeah, you're gonna say, put your price point back up there if you don't mind. Okay,
I have an individual copy as well. I think she brought some.
that's a half page for $14.97,
Yeah,
right?
that's it right there, $14.97. Commissioner Hamilton?
I just have, ask if you'd like to clarify something. When we talk about the price of the advertisement, could you explain what the benefits of that is so that people don't think we're just spending money and not getting anything in return? Because I think that's kind of the impression that people get is they're spending this money for this advertisement, but what are we going to get in return for this?
Either Faith can answer that or Chancellor. I'll bring it back to Chancellor.
I think it's invaluable. When I'm at the Power Breakfast and I'm seeing Elaine Marshall on stage, and I didn't say that she was brought there because she came here first. You said she came here first. I think the relationship, the fact that I actually follow a lot of the different things. You can go back online and look at the article from the groundbreaking from Heritage Park. The Elevate Hope Mills was a small business initiative. We were allowed to expand that reach through the Business Journal. For all we know, Secretary of State might have heard about it in the Business Journal first. We don't know, but I do think that it's worth it. I will say that we do have within the budget of the administration in terms of the amount that you guys would like to do. But I would like to see the town continue to be promoted. It'll surprise you how many phone calls we get from people looking to do business, hotels, any types of endeavors, retail, industrial, and we don't know where this interest is sparked. And I do think that we can take advantage of more efforts to actually project that out. Even with the Viewpoint video, they called us. And right now we're at 29,000 views. That's more people than the entire population of the town. And so I do think that a lot of these efforts that we can use on a multi-pronged approach to help tell our story, I do think that there's a lot of value in that. Especially we're talking about the session we had at 5 in terms of financing, the switch from ad valorem to per capita and things of that nature. More businesses coming into Hope Mills and more industries is generating more sales tax, which indirectly reduces our reliance on taxes. And so I do think that there's value in us being able to advertise, because I don't think we're the little sister anymore. I think Hope Mills is growing, and Hope Mills is growing at a rate that I think we can look at ourselves. It'll surprise you when you look at municipalities larger than us doing what we're doing after we set the tone and we take the first leap out. We are leaders in this region based on what I can see, and I think we need to continue to do that.
Well said, Chancellor. I will say that who we are as a community has led businesses like Planet Fitness to come in, and if they hadn't taken over that building, it would still be sitting there vacant. That is opportunity for our community. And the return on the investment is huge. Wawa Travel Center could have put that anywhere. They chose us. And they chose us because of who we are as a community. Advertising is one piece and the video was one piece, but it also shows the strength of the community and the residents that live in our community. We can design this. The town will design their own half page. And all you guys do is provide a platform for us to put it there. We say what we want, we put a QR on here, and we design it that way. Is that right, Faith?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Does that answer your question, Commissioner Hamilton?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Okay.
And I will also add that attention in this day and age is currency. If you have a business but you never turn on the open sign, no one's going to come in. advertising that Hope Mills not only has big corporations like Wawa and Culver's and Planet Fitness coming here isn't just something that should be a one and done article. It should be continued investment in the community to let them know, hey, we're here, we know what we have, and we are welcoming you, business owners, into our area. Have any of you ever heard of a business inhospitable community? Okay, I can tell you, I have, and I've seen the towns that close the door on small businesses because people don't like change. But Hope Mills is welcoming change and doing so in a very steady way, and I would suggest you guys capitalize on this momentum because not only did that Wawa attract national attention, but it attracted a national audience that drove for hours on end to be here to take a picture with that goose. Hope Mills is making a statement right now.
Thank you, Faith. We also have this amount is also available in the Economic Development Committee, I believe.
I would say more than likely, because what we said, a lot of people didn't know that the upgrades that we actually did in this room came in under budget. And so it's the remaining amount that was transferred in administration that this will come out of. I think I wouldn't want to, because it's just December, I wouldn't want to deplete the entire budget for economic development based on us having about 5 more months left in the fiscal year. We do have it in the administration's budget to be able to cover this expense. Yes.
Okay. If there's no more discussion from the board, do I have a motion? Do I have a motion to approve a half-page 2026 book on business for $1,497?
I make the motion, and the reason being because $14.97 is real cheap for half-page advertisement. And the reason why I say that, because every year I'm fighting with someone being the president of the Council for the Cumberland County Veterans, and I don't get nowhere near this much for that much. So I make the motion that we approve a half page for $1,497 advertisement with the greater, what's the book? The book of what, 26 on business.
Yes, sir.
A second.
I have a motion. I have a second. All in favor?
Oh.
Seeing none opposed, the motion passes unanimous. Thank you very much, Faith.
Thank you all.
We will, when do we have to submit the article to you? What's the deadline?
So the deadline to sign up as a sponsor was December 19th. The deadline to have the add-in is January 23rd, 2026. So you have time to design.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Faith.
Thank you.
But I would.
Next item is item number 4, public comments. I think there's only one. I think that would be Marquez, and the topic is parks. Welcome, sir.
There you go. Good evening. I'm Mark Hess. I live at 3239 Glenmore Drive here in Hope Mills. I also serve and have served for a number of years as the chairperson for the Hope Mills Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee. And I thought, since this is the first board meeting, I'd strike early. In the number of years I've been attending the meetings, I get to most of them. I see a lot of changes in zoning and requests for subdivisions and for apartments. And in most of those plans, I do not see any type of parks or recreation, any set-aside land, even for that small community. And Hope Mills is landlocked. We don't have any more land. It's not like we can just do like they did when they built the World Trade Centers, dig a big ditch and move the dirt to the other side of the city. We can't do that. And so what I am proposing is that we open our eyes and we look at such things as a quality of life. I've lived here for 33 years. I think the population of Hope Mills when I moved here was probably about half. And the reason I know that the mayor brings up all the time, why Hope Mills? And I can say it's not Fayetteville. It wasn't Fayetteville. We still don't have the problems that Fayetteville has, except maybe traffic. And that's not in control of the city. DOT pretty much mismanages that to their best ability. I deal with traffic every day. So It is pretty mismanaged from my point of view, but we have had over the last year or so, we've had to work with the TJ Robinson Center, which is a great facility, because we've run out of facilities for basketball courts, we've run out of facilities for exercise areas. We have outgrown, and we've all known this, the new board members may not, but we've outgrown the current rec center. We've proposed over the last couple of years a new rec center and converting this to the old one to a senior center, building a new senior center with different proposals. We propose it on the golf course, and I think the mayor and Brian will probably say that's not going to work because you can't please anybody there. I can't even please my wife, and I bring up little subtle changes to it. But as land becomes available, if it becomes available, have an open mind to purchase land, even if we don't have the money to develop it into a park right away. We have it, and we can use it later, such as when the land became available by the lake. We came up with, I recall, $50,000 to purchase that land. I might be wrong on the dollar figures. We really haven't done much with it except cleared it. It's sort of a pseudo parking lot at the moment, but there are plans to work on that and improve that land and improve the lakefront area. Of course, that might take a couple of years to get done. But please, open your eyes when land becomes available. Don't knock it down because of money. I know there's plenty of ways we can get money. Are there any questions?
Nope.
No questions.
Mark, it's one of the priorities of this board going forward into next year. And if you don't know, Commissioner Lisa Trammell is your liaison.
Right, we already talked this earlier this evening.
But it's definitely one of our priorities, and the property that's been cleared down at the lake park, we can do something with it, but it takes one word.
Money.
Funding.
But all that adds to the quality of life that we have, public safety, which is our police department, fire department, they do a great job. It's nice to see that our police department's getting larger. We don't have the spillover and the problems that Fayetteville has. They're like 90, I think, shootings this year, fatalities, something like that. I don't know what we're up, but I'm sure we're not anywhere near there. But quality of life, what are we offering the people, the citizens of Hope Mills? Because if all they see is traffic and no particular recreational facilities, no little parks, even if it's a simple picnic table and grill, that's still a plus, no matter how you look at it.
Mark, I can tell you, if somehow we can get the funding for various recreational projects, LaMarco will be the first one to put a shovel in the ground.
I know he will.
And you'll be there with him.
I will, yep.
But we have an opportunity coming up here in a few months. Short session will be happening here in the spring. And the good thing about this, Mark, and for the board too, the new board members, is that we've got everything ready to go. And I mean, we have the projects ready to go to request for funding and grants to include a year in review. So I think it will come. We just have to be patient and see what we get out of the General Assembly, and then maybe some federal grant money as well.
If not, I got some tin cups at the house. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. That concludes public comments. Item 5, consent agenda. Before I ask approval of the consent agenda, there's one item on the consent agenda that we're going to remove, and that is item E. That's item E under tab 6. It's the meeting schedules for all the committees. When we put this on, we assumed that we were having our committee meetings over in the VFW building on Davis Street, post 10630. The VFW post 10630 membership have not voted on all the committees meeting there, and they have to look at their calendar to make sure they can accommodate all the various meeting dates. So we're going to take it off the consent agenda. We'll bring it back on the January 5th meeting for approval by the board. But other than that, do I have a motion that we approve items A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, and K? Or is there any board member that wants to move any consent item to either old or new business?
Motion to approve the consent agenda with removal of item E.
I have a motion to approve the consent agenda with removal of item E. Do we have a second? Second. We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor? Seeing none opposed, consent agenda is approved. Old business, none. New business. Item A, consideration and approval of budget amendment number 13 for Parks and Recreation Department in the amount of $25,000. That's under tab 12, and Lamarco is making his way.
I'll only speak if there's any questions. No, I know there's questions. Let me explain it. So, asset management is software that we use for our work order system. And it's routine, but for whatever reason, we went through a number of rounds with the budget this last fiscal year. And for whatever reason, the $25,000, though it was approved, was not put into contract services. And so before we have a deficit in that account, we just want to make it right and put the $25,000 in that account to pay for what we're already using for our asset management. The good thing about that is we're not dipping into the general fund. We're actually taking surplus funds we've already made in revenue on top of what our targets were. And so that's what we're using to pay for the software that we inadvertently forgot to put into contract services. So we're actually working to correct the error before we go into the red with revenue that we've already earned this fiscal year.
Thank you, Lamarco. To update the new board members, the previous board did approve this $25,000 in the budget workshops. It just didn't, for whatever reason, it just didn't get into the final approved budget in June.
No problem.
But it was approved earlier in the workshops, as presented by Lamarco. Sometimes it's just an oversight. We had a lot going on last year. It was a very difficult year with the budget. Hopefully it won't be as difficult this year, but we had a lot of moving parts and to work on last year, so.
I would like to add, in response to Commissioner Marley, I do recall that you're saying in the future, let's look at software and the cost of software. And I'm happy to say that this time in July, we have found a cheaper asset management software with a company we already use. We already use Tyler for our financial software, and so they have a work order software that's $12,000. So we're actually going to cut that in half this next fiscal year, so it will no longer be $25,000. So I thought I'd mention that.
I'm glad you did.
That's good to know, Lamarco. We'll remember that at the retreat in March. Commissioner Hamilton?
I was just going to ask you about that. Isn't that one of the things that you contract out, or is that you just went with a specific company for that?
We actually looked at a number of companies before we purchased it about 3 years ago. And this particular software was actually cheaper than software I've used in other communities. Okay. You typically pay about $40,000. Wow. But a town being this size, we work with the company we use now, and it was actually catered and tailored towards a town of our size. So we weren't paying the large sums that most municipalities, for instance, like Fayetteville uses something similar. We didn't see the need to pay what they pay for it. So it was tailored towards our particular needs. The good thing about it is it's cloud-based. And so Tyler can actually take that information, because we actually did an inventory of all of our park facilities and our vehicles, and they can actually take that information and implement it into Tyler, and we can implement it relatively, early, like 4 months. So
But we're not under contract, are we, with these people, or are we?
Only until June, and in June it expires anyway, and we've already made provisions to switch over to Tyler. So during that time, we'll be implementing Tyler, and we'll be trained. So when July 1 comes around, we'll be using Tyler for our asset management software.
But we still have to pay them up until then, right?
Yes, well, they've already been
What we're
paid.
using now.
Yeah, they've already been paid, so that's why we got to put the $25,000 back.
All right, thank you.
Does that answer your question?
It does, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve budget amendment number 13 for $25,000.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second to approve budget amendment number 13. All in favor? Seeing none opposed, motion carries. Thank you, Lamarco. Item 8 is the monthly reports that's under tab 13. Then we come down to item B, which is our next regular meeting on January 5th. Before Ashley notices the special meeting on January 5th, God, where am I at here? January 5th. The next workshop will be planning, zoning, code enforcement, and inspections. What time would the board like to meet prior to the 7 o'clock regular meeting?
How many subjects are we doing?
We're going to do planning, we're going to do zoning, we're going to do code enforcement and inspections, right, Emily? I think we got all four.
Yeah, so I'll add, typically we were asking, these were our sessions, typically we're asking for 2 30-minute sessions. People may not realize zoning, planning, and code enforcement is all one department. And then you have inspections, and with the way these are being packaged together, you have the 2 departments that work more intimately together. So you'll have inspections and zoning and planning. You'll have police and fire. You'll have public works with stormwater. And so it's really a tag team. But it sounds like, if I read planning, zoning, code enforcement, and inspections, it sounds like 4 separate groups of people. And it's really just 2.
And
So let me ask the board, do you want to meet at 5? You want to meet at 5:30? You want to meet at 6? 5:30? Is 5:30 good?
yeah,
Just,
I'm, for like Brian Marlin and ourselves, we done been through this process before, so mainly those that's new with it and don't understand how much time y'all need, because I attend the planning meetings, I do all, but I'm always interested in picking up something new, but I don't need that much time.
so I'm hearing 5:30? Is that the consensus?
Yes, Mayor, 5:30 works for me. I'm familiar with planning and zoning as well from my previous history. However, I love to learn and absorb new information because laws and ordinance changes on a regular basis.
Okay. Actually, I think it's 5:30 on January 5th before our next regular meeting, which will start at 7. With that said, staff comments are next. None? On the back wall, do we have anything? Don? Start lowering the lake on the 5th of January. Has the lake owners been informed? They just have. Get it on the marquees. Get it on the marquees.
I'll get it on the marquees and
Get it
do
on the
a
marquees.
press release at the beginning of the year. That's correct.
On the website too.
That is an inside joke, but we'll get it all out.
All right. Okay, we've had a pretty good night, board. It's our first one. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Good meeting, guys.